very, very scary is the digital slavery. On the social media, somebody will look, there's a job opportunity in Dubai. Then the guy starts sending him the offer letters, they do their visas, and now they bring them to either Dubai or Thailand. Now they're physically over there. Once you're over there, they're somehow convinced that
Ritesh Bhatia is a leading cybercrime investigator and cybersecurity consultant in India. He has also appeared on a reality show, MTV Troll Police, and frequently educates the public on cybercrime trends through popular radio channels and national TV networks.
How is it that they get tricked into this?
So there are three factors. One is greed. Second is the fear. And the third one is...
Which, according to you, is the scariest cybercrime?
So these are called as digital arrests or digital detentions, where somebody would call you and say, this is your address, आपने parcel भेजा हुआ है, इसके अंदर drugs मिले. अब जाता है phone police officer. Police officer starts talking in a very bad language. He abuses that particular person. The person starts crying also. And the kind of money these victims lose.
Yeah.
You have any guesses?
2 crores?
I know somebody who lost 12 crores.
But you're painting a really dark picture.
No, this is still not dark. We haven't come to the dark ones yet.
Which, according to you, is the scariest cybercrime or fraud ongoing in India right now?
Well, if you're talking about the current one,
Yeah.
then yeah, I would say the digital arrest.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty scary. You know, you can call it as digital arrest or you can call it as digital detention because this is kind of happening at a large scale,
Okay.
at a very large scale. And I'll explain it to you. But even scarier than that, I mean, which I would say has been something which I've been very I found that particular incident very, very scary is the digital slavery. So what's happening overall, on the social media, somebody will send you some job opportunities. They'll send you an email. They will send you some requests and they'll share some links with you. And then they will say, okay, look, there's a job opportunity in Dubai or there is a job opportunity in Thailand. Now, they of course profile the people well. And that is all thanks to, we keeping our profiles public and not private. Out of 100, I'm sure 10 are they're enticed. They really get attracted towards that particular thing. Yeah, okay, why not? Dubai, why not? Thailand, why not? And then they start engaging with that particular person.
Okay.
Once they engage, then the guy starts sending him the offer letters, which are very legitimate looking. They do their visas. Everything is done. And now they bring them to either Dubai or Thailand. Once you're over there, now they give you the phone or the computer and they ask you to start making calls. Start sending messages. What are the messages which you have got, which everyone over here has got? Investment scams.
Yeah.
Double your money or this thing like that, or that work from home, 3 clicks over here. 3 things you just click, send them the screenshots, and immediately 150 rupees would come.
Okay. So really there are 2 victims. One is the person who's being given the promise of this job and then taken to another country.
And who loses that money
becomes
also.
a slave, a real slave.
Yeah, yes.
Right? And then they are being used to defraud people around the world,
victimize
I guess.
others. Yes.
Right.
So you're right, there are 2 victims over here. And the kind of money these victims lose.
Yeah. What are we talking about?
You have any guesses?
The victims who are getting the messages for Ponzi schemes and investment scams?
I wouldn't
those
say,
people?
yeah. Those guys.
2 crores?
Okay, so I know somebody who lost 12 crores.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So 12 crores. And another lady from Bombay who lost 6.5 crores.
So what can make this person who lost 12 crores? What is it about the scam that gets to them? Because obviously I'm assuming these are educated people. They're professionals, they've earned that money from somewhere. How is it that they get tricked into this?
So there are 3 factors, One is greed. You have a greed of something. Second is the fear. There's a fear. So the greed is what? Oh, let me try it out.
Right.
Maybe something will happen. So that was the greed of it. The fear is, you don't do this, the electricity will be disconnected. And the third one is basically, I would say, sometimes you're not in that sense
Right.
that you're actually understanding also that's what's happening. Your mind is somewhere else. And you are just like, you're on the phone, yeah, tell me what, okay, this, okay, I'll do it. So here there is neither the fear nor you're so preoccupied with something else that this happens.
Okay. But one thing you spoke about, which is the digital hostage aspect. Now that really scares me, because I think I read somewhere, I may be wrong, that a lady was made to strip on one of these Zoom calls where she was
Yes.
in front of people who said that they were law enforcement for some
Correct.
reason. And that really shocked me. So not only are people losing their money, but
Yes.
losing their, dignity and being made to do things they would never do with someone else.
Absolutely. So, when you are asking me, what are the scariest trending cybercrimes that's happening, I will now talk about the trending part, because the scariest one I've already told you. So these are called as digital arrests or digital detentions. What would be happening is, it all started somewhere like last year, where somebody would call you and say, you're so-and-so, yes. This is your Aadhaar number, yes. This is your address, yes. आपने पार्सल भेजा हुआ है. कहाँ पे? चाइना में, ताइवान में. नहीं, मैंने कोई पार्सल नहीं भेजा. नहीं मैडम, इन दैट केस आपका है ना नाम, एड्रेस वगैरह मिसयूज हुआ है. बोले हाँ तो ठीक है, जिसको भेजा हुआ है उसको वापस करो, मैंने नहीं भेजा हुआ है. बोले नहीं, इसके अंदर ड्रग्स मिले, क्रेडिट कार्ड्स मिले फर्जी, एंड फर्जी पासपोर्ट्स मिले. तो ऐसा लग रहा है आप कोई ना कोई ड्रग माफिया या टेररिस्ट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के साथ जुड़े हो. तो बोलते नहीं, मैंने ऐसा कुछ नहीं किया हुआ है. The person is still not scared, but he wants to understand what has happened. Now, this part of taking it to the next level is where you're crossing the Lakshman Rekha. अब जाता है फोन, ट्रांसफर होता है पुलिस ऑफिसर को. पुलिस ऑफिसर starts talking in a very, very bad language.
And this is not an actual police officer.
This is not an actual
It's a
police
fake
officer.
police officer.
It's a fake police officer. So this guy actually starts talking like that, and he abuses that particular person till such an extent that the person, if was not scared, now gets scared. Now what he says, download Skype. The person downloads Skype, he or she. When they download the Skype, the police officer comes for a minute. He's sitting in a room, and one havaldar is passing by, taking somebody. पीछे से आवाज आ रही है कुछ, टोपियां लटक रही है. So it's a setup of a police station.
It's a set.
It's a set.
Yeah.
This guy switches off his camera now. Now he starts talking on the audio only. They're on the Skype, and he says, you're not going to switch off the camera, and you're not going to go out of your room. And secondly, your husband's name is so and so. We will have to arrest him also. You have a 16-year-old boy. We will have to arrest him also.
And this is his name.
Yeah, this is the name. Yeah. Complete details. This is your father-in-law, this is your mother-in-law. And it is that fear that one of my loved ones will get arrested. This person says, okay, I wouldn't do anything. This person locks himself or herself. Like I'm telling you about this particular lady. She was supposed to sit all the time over there.
For how long?
For 3 days.
I thought this was like a one-time thing where it happens for an hour or so maybe.
No.
And so to get out of this, now give us money. Is that it?
Yeah. So then they send you a letter, okay, which has all the possible stamps of all the departments of India. CBI, crime branch, narcotics, is that. एक ही पे सारा छापा मार दिया है. हम लोग ने तो एक को बोला कि भाई उधर जगह थोड़ी बची थी, वहां पे भी मार देता था एक आध. हाउ कम यू हैव मिस्ड आउट ऑन चाइल्ड प्रोटेक्शन राइट्स आल्सो, वो भी मार दो तुम. तो उतना मतलब they send that letter, and that letter clearly mentions you kindly put this much money and this will be there for us till the time you are talking to us, and then it will be transferred to you. So the money is some 98,000. She transferred 98,000. Now because your husband is also there, he also has to put 98,000. For that one child, 98,000. Now slowly बात क्या आ जाती है? sir settle karo na, sir settle karo
Right.
na.
Right.
Then it's like the movie playing कि नहीं ठीक है मैडम रुको मेरे को मेरे सीनियर से बात करना पड़ेगा. That's why whenever we talk about cyber crimes ना, it's not technology, it's psychology.
You have to beat the person down to the
Exactly
to a state where they don't trust themselves anymore.
These guys are not techies.
Yeah.
These guys are not techies.
They're just thugs.
They're just thugs. I'll tell you. You get an OTP on any of your app.
Yeah.
Do you fill it yourself or it gets filled by itself?
I say allow for it to fill it on itself.
Because that's it. The moment you have allowed, do you know the guy who sent that OTP has now access to all the SMSs of yours?
Okay, I'm changing that behavior now.
I'll tell you 10 more things which you will change. Probably you will just say, forget, I'm going back to my Nokia 100, 1100.
So Ritesh, I've heard horror stories about information of ours that's online available on what's called the dark web. Is this really true? Exactly what kind of information can you find of someone else?
I don't think so. It's like a horror story. But yet, since now you've used the word, let me tell you how this normal is a horror for everyone. Not for everyone, but for some. There's a popular brand. Okay. The data has been breached. When this data got breached, so we had that person's name. That's okay. Not horror, right? Email ID.
Okay.
PIN code. Not horror so far. City. Still not so horror. Address. Now.
That's bad.
It's bad. Okay. Because I know there will be counterparts. They'll say, on the internet, everything is anyway, everything is available. Okay, fine. Now we have the mobile number also, and we have the email, and you made a payment. It's okay. Still, and how you made the payment, but your bank details and all, they are not out, means, like a card number or anything. But the horror part begins over here. This person whom I'm talking about, there are like, let's say, thousands of them, and I have a sample data. I know what they bought, what color they bought, and what size they bought. And when I'm talking about the product is lingerie.
Right. Is this the Zivame breach that we've heard about?
Yes. So can you imagine a woman now getting a call, either for harassment or for something else? Ma'am, how did that blah, 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 purple color 34B, how was it? I mean, what will she feel like if this was a harassment? Or the other thing could be for some financial gains. Like, okay, you had bought this and now, you won like you've been the lucky winner and all that. You're going to get like 25,000 rupees from the name you mentioned of the brand. And like, she'll be happy. For that, you just have to scan this QR code and the 25,000 will come to your account. So right now you're in a very high emotion because the person has convinced you so much. He knows about the size also. He or she. Imagine if this is a girl speaking. The girl speaking to the victim. And there's a lot that I can show you. And I think viewers should go and check so that they are ready for it.
Let's see something.
Yeah, I just need, give me some laptop or an iPad and one volunteer, please.
Here it comes, it's on its way.
Thanks. And I just need one volunteer. BK, I'll take you. So firstly, I go to a site called as Have I Been Pawned? This pawned is the chess pawn, but without an A. So here you go. You see this? Have I been pawned? You just need to enter your email ID over here. So I will take BK's email ID. Now if you see, when I put her email ID, I can see that, she's bought some clothes from a particular fashion retail brand.
So what can we know about BK?
So BK is from that fashion brand, and what has happened, her email ID, fine, no problem. Her gender, okay. Her income level,
okay.
If she's given so now profiling starts.
Right.
So we are talking about this particular fashion company. Why did it had to ask for my income? Why? So that income level, job title,
Okay.
What has job title to do with your dressing?
And all this was taken from a fashion retailer.
From her, yeah. Her marital status. I'm talking only about this one particular company, her name, the password that she used on this website, okay, the phone numbers, her physical address, what all purchases she's made, her religion, and now
What?
the salutation, like Miss, Mrs., whatever. How scary is this, BK?
Do you remember filling out any of this?
She would have. She would have. That's the reason
Yeah.
it shows. It shows. Now there's this big basket. Her date of birth, email ID, her IP address, her name, the password she used on this, and the phone number, and her physical address. Same thing with Canva, same thing with Domino's Pizza, same thing with Zoom Car, with Rail Yatri. So today, she needs to be scared, or I wouldn't say scared, she needs to be alert.
Okay. Now, Ritesh, you said earlier that one person through one of these scams had lost about 12 crores of their money.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit in detail of how someone lets go of such a large amount? Like, what are the steps and how did they lose that money?
So firstly, it's again, as I told you, starts all with the person winning your trust. He first talks to you in a very, very sophisticated language, makes you believe that he's from HDFC Securities or he's from ICICI Securities or any bank
Right.
securities or,
Yep.
any of the BFSI segment. He builds your trust. He shows you fancy presentations and everything. All thanks to AI. The languages are available. Presentations are made immediately. Everything is there. You are now impressed. Now he says, download this particular app.
Okay.
Now, what is that app? It will mention the bank's name and everything and all. And he'll say, yeah, it's legitimate. And, he'll download it, let's say, from the Apple Store. And maybe because Apple has still not identified it to be a fake app.
Right.
So it's got its logo and all. This guy downloads it. The moment he downloads it, there we start giving all our permissions.
Right.
Right? Allow, deny, allow, deny. Allow. That's
Yep.
the pressure he's building on you. Now this guy says, okay, put up everything. Just put 1 lakh rupees. He transfers that 1 lakh rupee through the UPI or through his net banking or whatever it is. And then, on that app, it is beautifully designed, customized and everything. And by the way, this guy whom I'm talking about is a very, very reputed businessman.
So he thinks he's investing his money in a reliable, trustworthy
in a
place.
legitimate securities company.
Right. And he's obviously someone, maybe a CXO of some kind.
I'm saying he's the
They're-
owner of a very large
Right.
firm. He's the owner, somebody who's made multi-millions.
Okay.
He's so well known. So over there, then now he sees, okay, the tickers and everything, and what are the stocks which are going. Now all these are manipulated from behind, and he sees, okay, my stock is going up high. He doesn't check it on another portals and all, okay, let me go to
Right.
the other portal and check that what is the Sensex today, or what is that share which he made me invest in. That guy will also create some sort of fake fund that with this fund, see, we will do it because
Right.
we know the insiders and this and that. All that kind of things. Then he puts that 1 lakh rupees. After 2 days, it shows that 1 lakh has become 2,93,000 or 2 lakh whatever. Okay, says, let me try to withdraw it. He withdraws it. It works. Now he puts 10 lakhs. The 10 lakhs now turns into something like says 15 lakhs. He says, let me try to withdraw it. 15 lakhs also comes back. He said, this is a genuine one. It's working. That's the bait. Now he puts 50 lakhs. The 50 lakhs shows has become 1 crore 12 lakhs, but now he doesn't withdraw it.
Right.
And he keeps adding more.
Because this is a good scheme. I want more out of it. I want
out
more
of
money,
it.
more
Then he
returns.
saw it's 12 crores.
Yeah.
And now when he goes to withdraw it, he's not able to withdraw it.
From the little I know about this, once you're a victim of this sort of scam, it's very difficult to get justice or to get your money back. Can you tell us a little bit about what the options for a victim are?
So, saying that it's very difficult to get justice will be incorrect.
Okay.
The thing is, if you go to the police station immediately, the local police station, there's in each local police station, there is one cyber officer.
Okay.
Who's a police officer who's specializing in cyber. He's aware about such things. But before that, while you travel towards that, please call up 1930.
1930.
Yeah. You are aware about this number?
No, I wasn't.
Yeah. 1930 has been very successful depending upon the places also, which have good infrastructure. So I would say Delhi, Bangalore, Mumbai for sure.
Okay.
Because they have like kind of, so I'll tell you what happens. When you call up 1930, please don't tell the entire Ram Kahani. They are not ready to listen also. They are not interested also. The only thing those police people are interested is to get your money back,
Okay.
which is a big thing.
Right.
Am
The
I-
most important thing.
And the most important thing,
Yeah.
suppose a lady has, मैडम 13 लाख गया है, हाँ बताइए कैसे गया है, मतलब आपने पैसा कहाँ से दिया है, जीपे से ऐसे 5 अकाउंट्स में दिया है, रेफरेंस नंबर दीजिए. सो कीप द ट्रांजैक्शन नंबर्स रेडी, वेदर इट इज थ्रू नेट बैंकिंग, वेदर इट इज थ्रू एनीथिंग, कीप द रेफरेंस नंबर्स रेडी. देन शिला, आपका बैंक का नाम क्या है? ओके, माय बैंक इज एबीसीडी बैंक, ब्रांच, दिस इज द ब्रांच एंड IFSC कोड
Right.
of my bank. Okay. Any detail now? Give the details. आपने कहाँ पे दिया? You will say मैंने नेट बैंकिंग से इस अकाउंट, ये अकाउंट नंबर और उसका ये IFSC कोड है.
हाँ.
थोड़ा पैसा मैंने जीपे से दिया है, ये जीपे आईडी है. Give this information. अच्छा, क्या हुआ आपके साथ? Trading scam. That's it.
Okay. And then once you give them this information, what
Yes.
do they do?
So now they immediately fire them. They have that system wherein they come to know. So let's say it went to some PQRST bank, and through GPay they find out with which account it is linked, with which bank. So they find the two banks and they get it very fast because the systems have been built that way. They immediately write to the nodal officers of those banks.
Okay.
The unfortunate part is the nodal officer, when he'll wake up or when he'll come back from his coffee or holiday, that time he will go and freeze that. Let's say there is some like really good guy and he's sitting over there and he sees that, he will immediately freeze it. So there have been cases when people have reported in that golden hour, which is ideally 30 minutes, but even 60 minutes is okay. Some people have got the entire money back.
Oh wow. That's encouraging.
Yeah. Entire money back.
Okay, very interesting. This is encouraging to know among all the dark secrets, or not secrets, but all the dark possibilities that we've learned. So Ritesh, about the 1930 number, can this number be called by victims of any type of financial fraud?
So there are a few conditions, rather two conditions only. Number one, it has to be financial cybercrimes only. Okay, so that is one thing. Second is, if it has happened through the credit card, then in this case, it becomes the reverse. First, what you do is, you call up your bank and freeze the credit card and tell them that this transaction that has happened, I haven't done it.
Right.
So that time that bank will ask you to fill a dispute form. You have to go to the branch, fill the dispute form, and then they will verify that whether you did that transaction or not, whether did you share the OTP or not. Like for example, now let me come to the credit cards point of view.
Yeah.
Because we talk a lot about, we use a lot of over here. What happens is in credit cards, you need the PIN, you need the OTP. So if you have shared it, so banks will say, yaar, aapke paas aaya hai. So now their liability is not that. Then again, you have to go fight and all. If it's a small amount, then they reverse it kind of. But just imagine if it has been used abroad.
Yeah.
But that time you were in India, then the bank will reverse it.
Okay.
So credit card frauds are happening quite a lot. And especially if you're going to certain notorious countries,
Okay.
you got to be extremely careful about using your own credit.
And which countries are these? Can we talk about them?
So let's say you go to Thailand, you go to Malaysia, So there are like certain stores where they will like skim your credit card.
Right.
So that's why it's very important that when you get a credit card, you please set limits on it. In fact, do that with all your banking accounts also, with your debit card, credit card, the tap one, set limits.
Like credit cards, are there any do's and don'ts for net banking users?
So, net banking is by and large very, very safe.
Okay.
So by and large, there is nothing like that, because if you see in the net banking, the moment you try to log in from some other place, let's say you've been using it every day in Mumbai, but now you go to Pune, it will say, it will add another factor of authentication by itself.
Okay.
But still, again, setting the limits is extremely important. Moreover, if you have really large sums of money, it's best that, you invest it somewhere, or you have two accounts, one account like which you're using it only to do your day-to-day transactions, like everything.
Yeah.
The other account is okay, your main account, which you're not, but still you're keeping a watch on it.
Got it.
Sometimes fraudsters also come to know अरे इस पे कुछ net banking हो नहीं रहा है, so then they try to go, try to change the email ID password over there, and then they do that. So, and again, set limits over there also.
Yeah. Anytime we try to open an account of any kind, we asked for two documents at least, our Aadhaar and our PAN.
Right.
What can we do to safeguard ourselves from frauds related to these?
I would say, how US, they treat their social security number with such utmost privacy. This is what the guys who are just now, who have turned 18 and have got your Aadhaar number and the PAN card for the very first time, please keep it as secure as you can. Iska value is बहुत ज़्यादा. There are certain places where you go to take a photocopy. Let's say you ask for 5, he'll take 10. You wouldn't come to know. He'll give you the 5.
Okay.
He keeps the 5 because that's sold in the black market. And even for Aadhaar, it's very important that you that you lock your biometrics.
Okay.
The biometrics need to be locked.
And how does one do this?
So you go to the Aadhaar website, okay, the UIDA website. There is something called as lock your Aadhaar biometrics. So you just Google it, it will directly take you to that page. You go, you put your Aadhaar number, it will send you an OTP, you authenticate yourself, it will say lock it, it's locked. Now what exactly happens with this? Let's say tomorrow you go for a rent agreement or you buy a property. It's compulsory to use the fingerprint. You use the fingerprint over there. There have been so many Aadhaar-enabled payment system-related frauds. But if you are going to take care of certain things like about the locking of the biometrics and other things, the chances are very less, but not that it won't happen. Anything can happen.
Got it. Okay. So, Ritesh, we've all seen this popular Netflix show called Jamtara, in which this village has been turned into pretty much a cyber fraud factory. Can you tell us a little bit about how this works in the country?
It's outdated now.
Oh.
It's gone. I don't think so any Jamtara season 3 can also come now. Because there is no Jamtara now.
How come?
Now there are much better people doing much better things across the country. Now, so we have like tech guys into it, we have like legal guys into it, white collar criminals coming into it. It's not वो जो हमने देखा था ना, all these गाँव वाले who don't know how to speak English and this and that. No, that's gone. It's finished.
It's become more sophisticated.
It's become more sophisticated and it's mushroomed.
Okay. So Ritesh, can you give us 3 practical specific points that someone like me or others watching and listening to this can implement in their daily lives to keep themselves protected from cyber fraud?
Okay, so download 3 tools.
Okay.
It's called as a POV. On Instagram it's trending. POV. So the first tool is pause. Practice the pause.
Okay.
This is not an app. Download it on your head. Whenever you get a call, whenever you get a link, whenever you get a threatening call or a message that the electricity will go or whatever, don't panic. Pause. Wait, ask questions. What is it? Why it is and all that. Just hold on. Do some research. You don't have to react. Don't react at all. Just hold on. So that is like practice the pause. That's your first tool. The moment you do that, you will say the O. But here my O is 0. The 0 trust. Don't trust anything. What you see, what you hear, or what you read. In the world of cyberspace, you can't trust anything. So now whether it is finding a customer care number on Google, or whether it is an SMS coming, or whether it is a call coming that your son has met with an accident, hear his voice, or see him, and I actually see my son bruised and everything, I will look it with 0 trust because this is a deep fake created of it. And ये बहुत हुआ है. My son crying or my son, somebody's son crying or bruised and all. 0 trust. Once you have gone to the 0 trust, you will go to verify. Let me verify. Okay, it's my son, ना? हाँ, कहाँ पर है ये? कहाँ accident हुआ है? He'll say, हाँ बस इधर कहाँ, आजू बाजू क्या है? Ask questions.
Got it.
The thing is, ask lot many questions for whatever, whenever you're speaking to somebody. Mom, at that point of time, he will say, आपको तो आपके बच्चे की पड़ी नहीं है, मुझे क्या करना है, मरने दो इसको इधर, पागल आदमी हो आप, गाली वाली देके, he will cut the phone. Clear indication of you're dealing with a fraudster. Argue or ask questions to a fake guy and he will always abuse you. But that a real one will never do.
That's a great tip. That's good to know.
So POV. Don't panic. If you panic, you will not follow these things. So pause, zero trust, and verify.
I wish I had heard of this POV earlier, because I have, fallen victim to a small scam. Thankfully, not much. It was a scam based on these transportation cab sharing apps, and because I was in so much of a hurry, I literally gave an OTP to someone. It's something, if someone else did it, I'd say, "Are you mad?" But I gave the OTP to someone whom if I'd paused and thought about it for some time, I would not have done that.
See, I'll tell you, in spite of this POV thing now, I still want to put that asterisk. Sabka katega, including mine. So never blame yourself. It is also about our state of mind. We all not are like in full time meditation, this thing that our mind is like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Second thing is, technology is also to be blamed for it. Na? Why build a technology because of sharing an OTP, the money can go?
Yeah.
Something is wrong with that. So that's why I say the intermediaries have a lot more work to do as compared to the police. They have the technology, they have everything. They have what they lack is the intent.
I think that's a great note on which to end. Ritesh, thanks a lot. It's been a pleasure speaking to you and for sharing all your knowledge to help us keep ourselves safe.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching this episode of Temperament. Have you ever been scammed? Let us know the details in the comments so the others can learn from that as well. And we'll see you in the next episode.